welcome to Crimson Tide Connection, your home for Crimson Tide sports. With me today is the head coach of the Alabama swimming and diving team, Dennis Pursley. Coach, thanks for joining us.
It's great to be here.
Coach, this is your first time in our new studio. What do you think about it?
I'm impressed. I was just thinking when we get a new pool, I hope it looks half this nice. But
well, me too, Coach. Well, it's good to have you on here today. Obviously, you got out to a strong start to the dual meet season at Delta State, not only winning 31 of 32 events, but you also broke 4 Delta State pool records. Talk about where your team is at this point coming off that event.
Well, we are a much stronger team this year than we were last year. We came off of a great recruiting year, signed a lot of heavyweights. Unfortunately, as is often the case, we don't have them all on board and in the pool yet, but with the ones that we do have, we're off to a good start. Plus, the swimmers that are with us from last year have picked up where they left off and are way ahead of the starting point for last year. So we're looking forward to the season.
Well, Coach, coming off that great meet you had at Delta State, what kind of progress have you seen this team make from that meet to now? Did that first meet kind of give everyone a better idea of where they are and what they need to do to keep moving forward?
Well, that was a very early season meet, so we were just getting started into the training regimen, and it does take actually a period of months for us to get to a point where we're ready for championship competition. But it was relative to the time in the season, it was a very good start for us. As I said, some of the swimmers actually started the season where they finished off in championship form last year, and if we can progress from there, then it'll be a fun season for us.
Well, Coach, I know you're excited about this weekend. This Saturday at 11 a.m., Florida State will be in the house for your home opener. What kind of team does the Seminoles have on the women's side of the slate?
Well, Florida State's strong on both sides, probably a little stronger on the men. The women look like, on paper, pretty much an even meet. They've got a little bit of an edge on the diving. The swimming is pretty much split down the middle, so it'll be an exciting meet, the kind that's fun to participate in, fun to watch, and we'll give it everything we got.
Now, you talked about the women. Can you tell us about the FSU men? What can we expect to see from them?
Well, the men, I think, are one of the stronger teams in the country. On paper, we're not there yet, but again, home field advantage. You take it one event at a time, give it your best shot. We're going to go into the meet with a plan to win the meet. We're going to have to swim at our absolute best, probably in every event, and probably get a little bit of help from them to come out on ahead of the score at the end of the day. But we'll give it a shot and see what happens, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It'll be a good measuring stick for us to see where we are right now.
Well, Coach, with more than 30 rookies on this year's team, have there been any surprises to this point? Anyone who is well ahead of where maybe you thought they'd be?
Well, yeah, one of the big surprises for us is probably Connor Oslin. A young guy who's fairly undeveloped and has we think a high ceiling, but he's already jumped in and in some cases swimming faster times than what we had from anyone on our team last year. So and again, some of the ones that have returned are returning in championship form. So we do have, as I said, a strong recruiting class across the board. We have a couple of our women from Australia who are swimming very well for us. Unfortunately, a Polish Olympian that we recruited is not eligible this year, but she will be for us next year. But we've had some tough luck on the men's side as well. Our top male American recruit was diagnosed last week with type 1 diabetes, so he's out indefinitely to learn how to manage that. But we're optimistic that down the road he'll really contribute as well. But there's really I could talk to you probably the rest of the afternoon about the new freshman class, because it is such a big class and a lot of potential in there, and over time we expect to see some good things from them.
Well, Coach, I know you said this weekend when you host Florida State will be a good measuring stick, but what training group has shown you the most at this point of the season so far?
Well, you know what? I really am impressed with all of our training groups. What I see in the training pool right now compared to this time last year in every single one of our groups is just it's a whole nother level. And it's a combination, as I keep saying, of the returning swimmers being well ahead of where they were last year, plus the talented freshmen, and we're putting the mix together. It provides for a very competitive environment in each one of the training groups.
Well, Coach, thanks for stopping by today and checking out our new studio, and good luck this weekend against Florida State.
Well, it's my pleasure, and thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. If you're in Tuscaloosa this Saturday, come on out and support the Tide against the Seminoles. But if you can't make it out to the Aquatic Center, you can catch all the action right here on Tide TV at rolltide.com. For head coach Dennis Pursley, I'm Christopher England, and this has been another edition of the Crimson Tide Connection.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.